Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. We are on the eve of the release of Resident Evil Village. You will definitely be seeing some content of that game on this channel. But if you want the game a little bit cheaper, I'll show you guys how to do that. You can save $10 off on the base price, so yeah, if you want to check it out, you will be able to do so. And also, free game on the Epic Game Store. And speaking of the Epic Game Store, want to look at some stats that are rather interesting. A lot of documents have been uploaded on how much money Epic is spending on their freebies, so we'll take a look at that in a little bit. But first of all, Resident Evil, if you want to go and pick that game up, you can get it for $49 and change over on Games Planet. They've been doing some great pre-order deals, so I would highly recommend you to pre-order it from here if you are interested in picking it up. It's $10 off. I know it's not the craziest discount ever, but that $10 off is gonna add up quite a bit. I remember the days when we were paying $49.99 for each game, so it's nice to get a little bit of a discount. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Check it out for yourself. The game is getting pretty solid reviews. I believe it's sitting at an 84 on Metacritic, 85 actually, 84 on OpenCritic, so that's relatively decent, and this is probably the biggest game release of the year thus far, so yeah, go ahead and check that out. They've also got Days Gone discounted. I'll give that a mention as we get closer to the release of that. But moving on from that, also Pine is free right now over on the Epic Game Store. This is typically $24.99, but you can get it as a freebie over there. A pretty decent freebie here as the value is decent. Was it the best received game in the world? On Steam, it has a mostly positive reception. On 1,173 reviews, that's 74% positive. Recent reviews actually have it at mixed at 62% positive. It came out back in October of 2019. I remember there was actually quite a bit of buzz surrounding the game when it was about to come out, but obviously that kind of dissipated. But you can check it out now free on the Epic Game Store. As far as their next freebie, that will be the Lion Song, so I'll give that a mention next week. But okay, speaking of the Epic Game Store, I find this rather interesting. So obviously, Epic Games is just not offering these freebies for free. These games they give out for free every week. They're paying the publishers, sum of money, and some documents came out, and it actually told us some of the amounts that they paid for games in 2019. Now, a lot of these games they're not paying much for, but there are some, notable ones. Like Subnautica, they paid $1.4 million. Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden, they paid $1 million. Batman Arkham, they paid $1.5 million. So that is a lot of money. But a lot of other games, they're paying sub 100 grand, which, yes, to the naked eye, that sounds like a lot of money, but you gotta remember, tons of people are downloading these games, so really, let's say, 100,000 people download a game that's priced at $20. Well, you guys can do the math. That is a lot of revenue that could have been had by selling those games, but those games wouldn't have been sold if they were free. You guys get the idea. It's just rather interesting. Then other information came out about how much money they were spending for launch exclusives, and the amount of Borderlands 3 was just crazy. I mean, oh my god. I hope the developers got a little bit of a cut of that. I know there was a little bit of controversy, quite a bit of controversy, but the developers definitely deserve their share in terms of how much money they got from Epic Games. And just sales in general. We could talk about, developer payment for hours on end. It's a topic that's very, very heated for a lot of people, but yeah, that's another topic for another day. But I found that information kind of interesting. I saw it on Simon Carlos's Twitter. I'll leave a link to that in the description box below if you're interested and you want to see the rundown yourself, because I found it rather fascinating. But that's going to wrap up this one. Again, if you want Resident Evil, Games Planet is where you want to go. Great deal on it, and, $49.79. Play Resident Evil 7 if you haven't. That's a great game too. And they do have the Steam keys now, so you'll be getting it right away and you'll be good to go. And if you pre-order, you do get some in-game items, so you can check that out as well. Pine free over on the Epic Game Store, and then that those EGS stats, let me know what you guys think about that, because I found it rather fascinating. I mean, some of the numbers might be a little bit lower than you expected. Some of them are super, super high, but I think all of them are interesting, if nothing else. That's going to wrap up this one. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.